I've covered the trial and execution of many different people throughout the medieval age on my channel. From William the Silent Assassin to the perpetrators of the Gunpowder Plot, I've told the gruesome stories of the trials and executions of many men. And in this video, I'm going to be covering a few more. Only these vile criminals were not men nor women, they were animals. Yes, you heard that correctly. Animals being put on trial was actually quite a common occurrence in medieval Europe and remained a part of several legal systems even up until the 18th century. During these times, animals were subject to many of the laws humans were, and the offences alleged against them ranged from criminal damage to even something as extreme as murder. In the instances of animals, usually pigs, being accused of killing humans, the criminal procedure had many similarities with that of people. They had to be officially arrested and go through a trial hearing held by the secular court. In many instances, these animals were even provided with lawyers, so hey, say what you will, but at least they had a chance. Unsurprisingly, if found guilty of homicide, the animal would usually suffer the death penalty as their human counterparts did. Interestingly, in these cases, the punishments were not solely inflicted upon the perpetrators though, as in many instances, such as the case of the village of Saint-Marcel-le-Josais in 1379, there could also be accomplices. In this particular case, two herds of animals were said to have rioted and expressed the approval of the killing of a human baby committed by other pigs. Fortunately for these rioting pigs, although the pigs found guilty of homicide were sentenced to execution, thanks to the request of the owner of the two herds to the Duke of Burgundy, they were spared. Turns out this wasn't the only case of an animal being acquitted though, as in 1750 a female donkey was acquitted of charges of bestiality due to witnesses to the animal's virtue and good behaviour coming forth and stating that the animal wouldn't have partaken in such an act willingly. This document, which was submitted to the court on the 19th of September 1750, was signed by the parish priest and other principal residents of the commune, and proclaimed that they were willing to bear witness that she is in word and deed and in all her habits of life a most honest creature. Predictably, this mercy was not extended to the human put on trial though, as he was subsequently found guilty and executed. Now, while these two previously mentioned cases occurred in France, don't let that fool you into believing that this was a France-specific thing. The reality is that this was a widespread phenomenon across many parts of Europe, including the British Isles, which actually leads me to my personal favourite animal trial in history. According to local folklore, sometime during the Napoleonic Wars, a French ship was wrecked in a storm off the coast of Hartlepool, with tragically the only survivor from the ship being a monkey who was allegedly dressed in a French army uniform to provide amusement for the crew. Upon the locals finding this monkey on the beach, some of them decided to hold an impromptu trial, and since the monkey was unable to answer their questions, and because they had neither seen a monkey nor a Frenchman before, the local townsfolk concluded that the monkey must be a French spy. After being found guilty, the unfortunate primate was sentenced to death and was hanged on the beach. Following this simultaneously funny and sad event, the name of Monkey Hangers was assigned to the people of Hartlepool and is still affectionately used to this day to refer to people from the area. One more case, which I find too funny not to mention, but couldn't find a nice way of transitioning to, is that of a rooster in Basel, Switzerland, which was put on trial in 1474 for the quote-unquote heinous and unnatural crime of laying an egg, which the townspeople were concerned was spawned by Satan and contained a demonic dragon-like creature known as a cockatrice. Somewhat surprisingly, although I don't know if I'm really that surprised anymore, these trials were not contained to mammals or domesticated animals, with many animal trials seeking to condemn pests such as rats, locusts, mice, snails, weevils, flies, bumblebees, or pretty much any other creature that attacked vineyards or crops for their actions. Predictably, unlike the previously shown animals, it was quite difficult, if not impossible, to capture these pests at the time, so other techniques had to be employed. It was then that the intervention of the church was requested, which resulted in metaphysical actions such as exorcisms against these animals taking place, which the church justified by claiming that these creatures were aligned with Satan. Now, after hearing all this, you'd be forgiven for believing that these crazy occurrences were solely limited to the medieval period, but you'd be wrong. While these trials stopped being practiced in Europe in the 18th century, Shockingly, this insanity is actually still practiced to this day in some remote areas of the world. The last known animal trial per se took place in Kazakhstan in 2004, where a bear was imprisoned for 15 years for mauling two different people. That particular bear ended up being luckier than a lot of the other inclusions in this video though, as it was eventually released, with handlers reporting that the bear socialised well with other bears after her long imprisonment. But on that note, I think I'm going to end this video here. The part 2 from my Ned Kelly video is probably going to be coming out on Tuesday, so look forward to that if you enjoyed the part 1. As always though, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, night, wherever you are, and I hope to see you in the next one.